Thank you. Did you ever hear of the nobody complex? I'll give you an example of what I mean. I'm thinking in particular of a young lady I met after a lecture I gave in Los Angeles. But if it's happened once, it's happened 1,000 times. I was in the front of the auditorium talking to a number of people, and up walked an attractive young lady who shook my hand with a mousy little shake. "I wanted so much to speak to you," she said, "but of course I'm a nobody. You wouldn't know me. I don't amount to anything. But I've read your books, and I just wanted to shake your hand." Boy, that just about knocked me for a loop. First of all, I can't bear it when anybody depreciates so noble a creature as a human being. Secondly, the particular person she was tearing down was herself. And thirdly, although she said she'd read my books, I had to wonder if I'd gotten anything across to her at all. You might be interested in the ensuing conversation we had. More in just a minute. After this lovely young woman introduced herself to me as a nobody, I just couldn't resist the temptation. "Now, Miss Nobody," I said, "I'd like to have a word with you." "What did you call me?" she said. "Miss Nobody," I answered. "Isn't that what you just called yourself? Do you have some other name?" Well, of course she did have another name, and she gave it to me. Then she talked about her ambitions and hopes. After a little prodding on my part, I admit. "Obviously," I said, "you've been telling people that you don't amount to much of anything. What's even worse, you've been telling yourself that. But I can see you're wrong. You have a good, clear eye. You know how to dress well. You have a charming smile. You should be the last person in the world to be toting around a nobody complex." Well, months later, I returned to California, and a perfectly lovely, glowing woman came up to me, and she said, "You used to know me, but you won't recognize me now." Sure enough, it was old Miss Nobody. "You know," she said, "you helped me realize I can do things. And I've gotten out of that awful habit of thinking of myself as a nobody. I just wanted to thank you for helping me change my identity." Why is it that so many people actually try so hard to adopt this feeling of inferiority? Psychologists tell me it's because people often don't want to succeed, because they're afraid of responsibilities. If they only realized that a nobody complex weighs tons more than the heaviest responsibility. So if you think of yourself as a nobody, try putting a somebody there instead. Chances are you'll soon find the true, beautiful somebody underneath that imaginary nobody.